All right. I think everything is set up right. Hopefully, we're not getting too much lag. Tried to get the lighting right. I tried to get a pretty good angle here for everyone. So welcome back to my channel. This is the Little Bean and Me podcast channel. My name is Kayleen, and I'm your host. This is a live stream today. I don't have enough time lately to film a traditional podcast, but today I am going to try and share things with you that I would normally share during a podcast. So I'll talk about some whips and I'll talk about any finished objects. I think I just have a spinning, and I'm also going to be doing some work skeining up the silk that I dyed yesterday. So, and I'm also entertaining questions. And if I keep looking in this direction, this is where my monitor is so that I can see um, everybody who may be watching. So I did put up a few posts to try and get some folks in for the live stream that would be interested to watch. But I do have some work to do, so I am going to just start doing some work and kind of talk about what's been going on. So been quite busy again this week. CC's not in camp, so we have had a pretty intense week so far, the first half of the week. And we have the kids' birthday party on Saturday, so I am trying to get everything organized and ready and cleaned up for that. Got everything busy. So we have some folks starting to roll in. This is great. Welcome everyone. Welcome if you are a new viewer. Welcome if you're a returning subscriber. I hope that you enjoy this little live stream. So I'm just going to be doing some work and scanning up yarn that I dyed yesterday, which I don't think this is going to come up nice to color. It comes up all right. Supposed to be. And I'll wait a little while till we have some more folks watching so I can share the information about the 1-year Podiversary giveaway. And please let me know if you can hear me and see me all right. Hopefully the lag is not too bad. I was trying to, hello Sylvia. I was trying to adjust everything. I hooked up my microphone, so hopefully the audio is better than last week because when I watched it back, it was pretty bad. So I apologize for that. Let me know if you can hear me and see me all right. Wonderful. So right now I'm just scanning up some yarn. This is Lav. You're not going to be able to see it well true to color, but trying my best here. I'm just scanning. This is the 50/50 silk blend that I dyed up yesterday, so I'm just trying to get in some work as Tucker just went for his nap. So just scanning it up. This yarn is incredibly soft. Like, this is my favorite base that I carry. I mean, I love my MCN base, but this is just beautiful. And it has a sheen, this really nice sheen to it that I like. So, and hopefully things aren't too yellow. I try to, balance the light between what's in the room and the natural light that's outside. So if you're watching, don't be afraid to say hello. Everybody who's been in the live chat has been really nice, so definitely say hi. Lag isn't bad. Okay, good. Autofocus is bad. Where's my focus? There it is. It's not as responsive as my nice camera. But yeah, so I'm just scanning up this yarn, and then I'm just going to wait a few minutes before I share all the information for everything, so to speak, like my whips and all of that stuff. So I hope you guys all enjoyed the live stream last week. I got a lot of great positive feedback, both in the live stream and also in the comment section. So I'm very thankful for that. And so thank you guys for tuning in. A lot of you guys did make it in and make it to, at least somewhat to the end. I got a lot of likes on that video, so I really appreciate that. And again, if you guys have questions for me at any point, you can always feel free to ask, because, it's like a little conversation we have here. And then the questions that you ask, they go up on the screen so folks can see later on. What am I trying to say? Folks can see the questions later on, so that if you have a question, it might be useful for someone else as well, and so everybody will be able to see the question and then hear what the answer is pretty easily. There we go. I tied these with acrylic yarn, and sometimes the acrylic breaks down enough in the dye pot to break and sometimes it doesn't. So this one is Beau Baton. Rescanning these, or scanning them up, should I say, not rescanning. And then I'm going to get them ready for photos today. Everything is dry. This one my son got, so this is always fun. This is the reason why I use separate ties for yarn. There's a video on this channel, if I remember to link it in the iCard, which I think is on the left side here. When this video goes up as like a regular YouTube video, then I'll link it, but I do have a tutorial on how to untangle a skein of yarn. For me, it's something I had to learn really quickly, but it's not so hard as long as the dyer left some ties in there. But that's also the reason why I use separate ties for dyeing. But yeah, I guess I can just start sharing things with you all if you don't have any questions. I see it's a little laggy, not super laggy. I'm just checking the actual stream to see the delay that there is, and it's at a minute or so. It's a pretty big delay. I do have some dropped frames, but not many, which is great. So if you notice any issues with the stream quality, please let me know. I'm going to do my best to adjust it as we go along. So almost noon. Yeah, here it's 12:22, almost 12:30. So I did say I was going up at 12:30-ish. I figured I would just get up and get moving once Tucker was gone down for a nap. I would just start because I don't have much time during the day. Nice is I have my desk behind me, so then I can just reach and grab stuff and show you stuff as we move along. How are you, Samantha? I hope you're doing well. And Sylvia as well. I hope you guys are doing well. We have about 13 people watching right now, and so I just want to say a quick hello and thank you to everybody who's come along to chat, to hang out, to get to know one another in this pretty awesome community. So don't be afraid to say hi. I feel like I'm just going to say that the whole stream, but don't be afraid to say hi and chat in the chat box. And if you have questions, you're always free to ask them at any point. There's no schedule here. This is just a relaxing work day for me. Where I'm just scanning up some yarn and then I'll share some whips and I will share the information for the giveaway. I won't wait forever to share the information. I know you're good. Good. I'm glad you are well. We are doing all right here. We're doing pretty well. Ron Weasley. And this didn't come out, I thought this came out a bit dark. I don't know, any of you guys who follow me on Instagram. I put it up in my story yesterday that I thought these came out a little heavy-handed, but they didn't really come out as heavy as I thought. So I think these will end up being listed as normal. So where are you all at today? Who's here? Who's here? And where are you from? Tell me in the chat, and I would love to know. So let me just start by saying that I finally have activated all the threads that I had put up placeholders for in the Ravelry group. So if you're not part of the Ravelry group, you should open up a new tab in your browser and go over to Ravelry.com and search the Littlebean and Me podcast group in the groups tab, and you'll find the group there, and there are 3 giveaway threads that I've opened up. I finally got pictures taken. Hooray. Guten Tag. Hello, hello, hello. That color is so beautiful. Thanks, Ray Ray. I love this color. It's one of my favorite colors. It knits up so nicely. Let's see if I can have a sample. I think I might have a sample up there, not far from where I'm in play. Yeah, not bad. Anyway, so I opened up the giveaway threads in the Ravelry group for the 1 year podiversary giveaway. There are 3 threads open. I did have 4 placeholders, but I decided instead of breaking it up into a bunch of small prizes that I would just do 3 large prizes. So the prizes that are up right now are about, each prize is about 200 grams prize or so. Ron is my favorite. Yeah, I love Ron. I love Ron. Oh, thank you so much, Anvita. Anvita Sina. Nice to see you. Help. Welcome to the chat. Welcome to the chat, everyone. It's nice to see everyone chatting. Okay, so anyway, each prize is two skeins worth of fiber or yarn. So I'm going to show you guys the prizes. Minnesota, yeah. Right now, we'll start with my own. So I have 3 threads open. So the first prize is, of course, my hand-dyed yarn. And I apologize if I keep looking over. It's just to make sure I'm not like up in your face or I'm in frame or whatever. But it is 1 skein of yarn, so it's in the Beaubaton colorway in Everyday Sock, and then a set of coordinating mini skeins, so it's 200 grams total. I think this is beautiful for a shawl or anything you could really think of, but this is the first prize for the 1 year podiversary. And there are prompts in the Ravelry group, so you have to be a member of my group and then just answer the prompt in the thread. If you can try not to chatter during the thread, that would be great, because then I can do my random number generator and I won't have to redraw names. Oh, somebody's spamming caps. Russian win. Oh my goodness. Boy. So that was the first prize. And then the second prize, this was donated by Emily of Misty Mountain Makers. She donated this to me a while ago. It is 1 skein of yarn. This is in her Candyland colorway, and it's on her halfling base. A lot of her stuff is Lord of the Rings, which I totally get down with, but it's super wash, Corriedale, and nylon, and the color's Candyland. So it's 100 gram hank plus a 4.5 ounce bat. It's called Beyond the Wall. And it's a bunch of different fibers. I cannot understand what you're saying, Lindemann. Corriedale wool, bamboo, superwash merino, tencel, and silk noil. So it's a very nice blend of fiber. Till, can you please speak English in the chat so we can all understand what you're saying? And then the last prize that I have is something that I purchased myself. I did take this out of the bag to take a picture, but this is the Reef Madness and Hysteric colorways in the Woolen Vine and Primrose Yarn Company collaboration. I bought 2 sets of these, one for myself and then one to give away, and these are on their MCN bases respectively. So I think Kristen's is a 4-ply MCN, and I believe that Primrose Yarn Company is a 2-ply MCN. Very luxurious, very soft. And I would really like to know what you were saying. Oh, there you go. And enjoy being blocked. Have a nice day. Sorry about that, guys. I do not understand what that person was saying, so I apologize to everyone in the chat. I don't have anybody moderating the chat except me. So anyway, this is the 3rd prize for the giveaway. So if you want to go over to the Ravelry group, it is under the groups tab. If you search Littlebean and me, the podcast will come up and you can join in and answer the prompt questions for each of the giveaway threads. You can enter in once per thread, and I'm going to leave it up probably till September 1st, so I'll just leave it up for a couple of weeks and let a lot of people come in and enter, because we have some great prizes. Okay, hopefully that spamming is done. Good. Okay, so it was very vulgar things that that person was writing. Did I not understand? Anyway, okay. Congrats on the anniversary. Thank you so much. Um, Unfortunately, with streaming on YouTube, you end up getting some unsavory characters. So I apologize for that. If anybody speaks Russian or German or whatever the hell that person was speaking, mostly Russian, I apologize for the vulgarity. Normally, we're a pretty PG stream or PG podcast, pretty family friendly. I don't typically swear or have a problem. Here with you, yeah. I don't know what was up with that. It was very frustrating. But unfortunately, on YouTube, anybody can come and watch this. This is a public stream, so I don't think I'll be trending at any point. But usually, spammers will come in just to make your life pretty horrible. So we don't feed into stuff like that. We just kind of block them and move along. That's how we roll here. So lovely yarn, such pretties, yes, such pretties. Thank you for the congratulations. I appreciate that. This is prongs. This was a request from Kim at Not Your Average Knits, but she wanted to see prongs. This came out very delicate, much more delicate than I thought it was going to in my dye pot yesterday. How long have I been dyeing yarn? So I've been doing it for just over a year. I started last May or June, just dyeing for myself and kind of experimenting, and then I decided that it's something that I wanted to pursue for full time, to be able to bring a second income for my household and also to have a nice creative expression. I'm a crocheter, so I was not very happy. I was pretty dissatisfied with a lot of the yarns I was using, especially commercially variegated yarns, since they all are the same style. It is very hard to find yarns that are like this at your craft store. So I wanted to be able to dye yarn that I would like to work with. So that's how it happened. Thank you. Thanks, Anita. You're very sweet. I just try really hard and I make things that I find pretty and inspiring, and if everybody likes them, that's great, and if nobody likes them, that's okay. I just try and make stuff that's fun and things that people would like to use. So anybody who's just joining in, I'm just doing a little bit of work. I just gave the information for the giveaway a few minutes ago, but if you have missed it, you can go to the Ravelry thread for the Littlebean and Me podcast group and you can enter the giveaway. You just have to be a member of the group and answer the prompt. And I showed the prizes and I'll show them again in a little while for anyone who possibly missed that part of the stream. Oh no! Are you sure it wasn't the Russian spammer? Major computer crash. That's okay. I'll show the prizes again, but anyway, the thread is open in the Ravelry group. There are 3 threads and 3 large prizes. They're 200 grams or so a piece of yarn or fiber. And I thought that would be a nice thing to give away. And we'll leave the threads open, I don't know, for a couple weeks. We'll leave them open until after September 1st. And then I'll close them down. So go ahead and enter if you haven't. Yeah, I can start showing you guys my whips. I do have one finished object and it's spinning, so I've been doing a lot of spinning lately and I really wanted to get my Misty Mountain Makers bat in, so I spun on the Charlie colorway. If you go back a few episodes, I think I showed the bat she had donated to me. So Emily had gifted me a bat and a skein of yarn, and she also donated some for a giveaway, which are part of this giveaway that's going to be happening, or that is happening right now. And so I decided which one I wanted to spin on. So it was this blue bat called Charlie, and it was 4.5 or 4.8 or 9 ounces maybe. And I finished the yarn, so I'm going to show that to you guys. And if you have questions or you just want to say hi or where you're from in the chat, everybody's really nice. We've already blocked someone for being not so nice, so have no fear. Please feel free to chat. Slowly making my way down this drying rack. There are 30 skeins that I have to do up here. So, let me show you my yarn. I don't have a lot of things that I've been working on lately, which is another reason why I haven't felt super motivated to podcast. But I thought I would show you, make sure that this is looking all right. Perfect, perfect. So this is the yarn that I spun up from the other bat that Emily donated. So it's a lovely blue color. It's coming up pretty vibrant, and that's pretty true to what the actual color is in real life. And you can see through the fiber these specks of lighter blue and pink and some dark grays. That is bamboo, I believe. This was merino wool, Falkland, and as a blend. And overall, it came out really nice. I think it came out around a sport weight, like a DK, maybe like a DK weight, I would say. I forget actual measurements. I did post it up on Instagram. So here's the final spin, and it came out quite nice. I thought about throwing this in the giveaway just because I don't have enough time to knit all these things, and this came out really well. What's the question? What type of wheel am I spinning on? I'm spinning on a Babe Production. It's a single treadle wheel, and I got it secondhand from another podcaster, and I've actually been really liking it. It's been a little trying to kind of learn how to spin really finely on it, but I've been succeeding. I've had a lot of success in spinning really finely. The last couple of yarns that I spun, one was a sport weight. It was the 50-50 blend, which I really like, and I really like it in these yarns too. And then that one was around a DK. So just, getting my singles super fine. I tend to Navajo ply, so I'll 3-ply the yarn, and so I'm spinning thin enough so that I can get a nice thin weight, consistent yarn. I just ordered my wheel. Yay! Good, congratulations. I do have fiber in the shop. I have one braid left, I think, of the I think I called it Magic is Might, but it was just a Targi top, and that's what I'm spinning on right now. I could get it and show you, but it's spinning up really nicely. It's actually it was much easier to spin than I thought it was going to be, because I've been so used to spinning on blends. You find silk to be very slippery, and it's a really nice comb top, so it drafts. I don't have to pre-draft it. I can just draft and. What kind of wheel did you order, Sam? Tell me, I want to know. This is Cunning. All right, I'm not sharing these as I'm scanning them up. So I dyed up Cunning, and this was Wormtail. Oh, I do have another finished object. I did knit up something in my hand spun. I totally forgot about it. Grab it up. Top on the printer. Can you see it right there? I knit up some of my hand spun. So I was making stuff for Cece that I was planning to give to her for her birthday, for back to school. So this was on the Polworth silk blend that I got from Bren over at Snurb Fibers. And this is how my yarn knit up. I'm very proud of it. So this was around a bulky weight. I think I called this unicorn hair. If you're on my YouTube homepage, This is the yarn that's in the banner of the homepage, but this is how it knit up. So I'm very pleased. It came out to be a nice little gradient of a cowl. So this is going to be a cowl for Cece. It's pretty oversized. I thought I would make it into a sweater, but if I'm being honest with myself, I'm probably not going to finish knitting a sweater for her in time for school. So you can see it fits me as an adult, very warm, but it fits Cece really well. It's nice and loose, and she can kind of tuck it up under her jacket for school for the winter. So it came out nice. I'm very pleased with it. So I spun it up across the top. This is also Navajo Plied, and it came out to be a worsted to bulky weight yarn. And I think I knit this up on a size 9 or 10, maybe a size 9. This is the other finished object. Coming up pretty true to color as well. Thank you, Melissa. There are toys everywhere. I don't know. Those of you with kids, these things just end up everywhere. We have a box of pieces of things. So, the color I dyed, this is Luna. So I dyed Lav, Luna, Beau Baton, Wormtail, Cunning, Ron, and Courage. So I got 8 colors dyed up yesterday. Gorgeous cow's pretty. Thank you so much. I can see there's a bit of a lag. I'm trying to like fix it so there's not so much of a lag for you guys. We have Luna. And I can't overstate how soft this yarn is. Like when I touch it, I'm like, oh, that's so silky and soft and nice. And then I go to touch my other yarn, which is actually really nice and soft. And it feels so much scratchier in comparison. I'm like, I can't spoil myself. I can't just use silk yarn. It's expensive. Yeah, and I'll show you my other whips too. I only have 2 whips. The other whips that I have are my exploration station, which I am almost done with the brioche, but I do want to film a tutorial on how I knit doing the brioche because I feel like it makes it feel so much easier. Like I've watched so many other people's tutorials. I've even watched Stephen West's tutorial, which actually he knits the way I knit, so it made a lot of sense when he was knitting. So I wanted to do one where it's a Norwegian purl, which is the purl that I prefer to do. If you guys have been following me along for a little while. So yeah, I'll show you that in just a second. Welcome guys, if you're just joining into the live stream. I am just doing a little bit of work. I had given some information on the giveaway. If I keep looking down to this direction, it's because my monitor is over here on my computer. There are about 14 of you guys watching, so I'm glad that you could make it today. I'll show the giveaway yarns again in a little while after I show my whips, I think. But you can always go over to the Ravelry group. Just go to the groups tab in Ravelry and search Littlebean and me, and you should find our group. Please join up and answer the prompts in the thread, and you'll be entered into the giveaway for enter into 3 threads. So there's 3 prizes that are available, and they're 200 grams or so a piece of fiber and or yarn. All right, that's that. Let me show my socks to you guys. All right, so these socks I've been working on since pretty much the beginning of summer, and they've kind of been my playground knitting with the kids. So for those who are new here or who haven't, excuse me, I got a little fiber, who haven't been watching or following along, I knit my socks 2 at a time on a size 1. These are Addy Turbo Rockets. I use 60 stitches on my socks typically for both me and my husband. I probably would go down maybe not to 50, 40. I don't know how many I go down to, but these are the socks I've been working on. I've made, I think, another stripe repeat since the last time you saw it. But this is in the Jinx Yarns colorway Rapture. Laura from Jinx Yarn. She dyes a lot of self-striping yarn. She's most well known for her self-striping yarn, and for good reason because it's beautiful. This is on her BFL base. So it's a little more rustic feeling, but it feels very sturdy. And these are going to be for my husband. So I wanted them to be sturdy, but they definitely feel warm. I'm almost, I think, halfway down the foot. And so I should be working them down to the toe soon. I had him try them on last week, but I haven't had a chance to pick these up this week. I have to knit my socks two at a time, otherwise I would never finish any socks because I would do one and then quit. I would have a whole drawer full of mismatched socks, which isn't terrible, but I'd like to have a finished pair of socks this year. That would be nice. Yes, I do have a sock machine, which is over here. If any of you guys have followed along, you know I have some tutorials on a sock machine, but I have not gotten around to knitting actual socks on my sock machine. I usually am knitting dye blanks, or I am knitting up sample swatch samples or hats or whatever. What I've been doing, I'm still finishing my coffee from this morning. Good. Making sure I wasn't missing any chat. I apologize for any lag or dropped frames. I really am trying to make sure that it goes smoothly. Oh, thank you. Oh, TJ, I've seen your likes. You've been blowing me up with likes on Instagram and my favoriting all my listings on Etsy. So thanks for the love. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it a lot. It gives me a lot of good feedback and lets me know what people are liking or colors that people are feeling. So I appreciate all the likes and comments and been following along with you too. My black. A good question. I don't think so. Anyway, we like those socks. I like those socks too. Anyway, okay, so my last whip, which is what I've been focusing on. Ooh, I had a good question. Donna asked in the Ravelry group, how do I manage having multiple projects? And the answer to that question is I don't. I try to work on one at a time. I have multiple projects. I try and work on a different one each day, or I'll do spinning at night and I'll do knitting during the day or crocheting, but I also have dyeing and I have to take care of it. So, am I getting spammed again? I might be. We'll see. So far, Gaming King has been totally fine, even though it's an racist. I am racist because I'm not black. Thank you for letting me. I am a Caucasian, and most of my relatives are from Ireland, Italy. So, pretty much how it is. You're welcome. Yeah, I always had to play catch up on social media. Anyway, so this is my exploration station. As you can see, I've made quite a bit of progress on the brioche section. Last time you saw, I think I had only a few rows of it complete. I did have a little bit of a mess up in the increases, so when I finish this section, I have to do a stitch count, and I do not know you. I don't know you either. I have to do a stitch count to make sure that I have the right count before I move on to the next section, which is slipped stitches. I believe it's slipped stitches that's next. So I'm almost there. I have 2 more rows, so that's 4 passes back and forth. And so I have to do the right side twice and the wrong side twice, and then I'll be finished. But I do want to film a tutorial on how. Thanks, bud. I try to have a sense of humor. I mean, I'm here on the internet talking to people through a camera about knitting. I am interesting. So welcome to the channel. This is about knitting and dyeing yarn, and I hope you enjoy it. I try to be a little funny, but anyway. So this is my exploration station. I can't stretch it out because it's in you know, that weird too big to be on these needles, even though these are 40-inch needles. I won't be able to do it without destroying all my progress. That's what I'm trying to say. I'm distracted. Anyway, so I hope you guys enjoyed seeing that. I haven't shown much progress on it. I did post some pictures on Instagram, but again, life gets in the way. So I'm hoping by the end of the week, before the weekend begins, that I will be done with the brioche section, and I think that's a good goal for myself. I'm not putting too much pressure, and if I don't finish it, then I don't finish it, but that's just how it goes. Oops. Totally destroying everything in the zipper. Good job. Bye, Gaming King. Enjoy. Made an exploration station last year and it was fun. One of my favorite things I've knit. It's really fun. I can't wait to kind of review it after I'm done. But so far, I really think this is a good project. Maybe not for a super beginner knitter, but for a knitter who is looking to expand like your, I don't know, portfolio, not portfolio, what's the word I'm looking for? Your skill set, your repertoire, the things that you can do. You do short rows, you do some yarn over increases, you do brioche, you do slip stitches, you do a kind of like a corrugated knit rib thing, you know, where you're knitting, that's like the next section. And then you're doing lace work, and then the I-cord bind off. So I think it's a really, really, really good project to have going because you learn all these new skills, and the sections really aren't that big. Like the brioche section takes a long time only because you're knitting every single row twice, or knitting or purling every row twice. So you're, you know, you're doing double the work for each row. But I think once you get past this point, it's still going to be a while, but I feel like it won't feel like it's lagging as much because you're not doing double the work. But I think that this project really is good because you do a lot of different things. You learn how to do I-cord edging, you learn how to do I-cord bind off, which I already know anyway, but you know, I don't know, I just really like it. I like this project a lot. So if any of you guys have done it, please, you know, leave it in the chat or leave a comment down below about if you've knit up the exploration station, how you like it, if you have recommendations for anybody who's new, who's looking to do it, please leave them in the comment section or in the chat below. I'm super pleased with this, and it's taking me a long time, yes, and it doesn't make for very interesting podcasting because I feel like each time I'm like, well, I've knit one row, but you know, it just is what it is. So I'll wait for the lag to catch up a little bit. I'll have a sip of my coffee, my afternoon coffee. Anyway, all right, so I guess I will just kind of recap the things that have happened. I've been scanning up yarn, and there are about 18 of you guys watching, so welcome if you're new. If you just clicked in, I'm happy to see you. I'm happy to see everybody who's made it to this point. We are heading into minute 40 or so of this live stream, but I do want to share again the information for the giveaway. So there's a giveaway in my Ravelry group. If you're not part of the Ravelry group, definitely come on over and join in. If you search on the Ravelry groups tab for Littlebean and me, you'll find it. I'll try and also to link in the description box below or put an iCard. I'll do something so you can see it. Excuse me. But I have 3 threads open, and the prizes are about 200 grams of fiber or yarn. So the first thread is my yarn, of course, in the Beau Baton colorway on Everyday Sock, as well as 5 mini skeins that coordinate with the colors in this yarn. So this would be great for a shawl or something. I don't know what you guys like to knit, but this is the first prize. So you can just go in to the prize thread and answer the question. The next prize is from Emily from Misty Mountain Makers. And I'm apologizing also again for this crinkling. I mean, everybody, even me, I put my stuff in a crinkly bag. Oh, that's the stuff I normally edit out, is me like leaning back and trying to get all the stuff off the thing. But anyway, this is the second prize, which is a skein of yarn in her halfling base, which is superwash cordial in nylon, 75-25, and then a bat. This is the Beyond the Wall bat, and it is a blend of cordial, bamboo, superwash merino, tencel, and silk noils. So this will be really fun textured spinning. And then her colorway is Candyland. It's very vibrant, cool. It's this yarn base feels very similar to BFL. It has a nice spongy feeling. It feels like it will be really strong, and it's soft enough definitely for socks. And I really like the colors. So if you're into these colors, definitely enter red. And then the last prize is something that I bought for myself. I bought 2 of these sets, but these are the Littlebean Yarn and Primrose Yarn Company collaboration that they recently did. The colorway for Kristen's yarn is Reef Madness, and then the Primrose Yarn Company one is called Hysteric. And sorry for the glare. I did take them out for a photo. I'm not going to take them out again. You can see the photo on Ravelry for really good color accuracy. But these are both on their MCN bases. I think Kristen's is a 4-ply, and I think Primrose Yarn Company 2-ply. I can't see directly on the label. Superwash merino cashmere nylon 414 yarn. Blah blah blah. I can't see because everything's kind of. I don't want to take it out. So you can go over there, join up in the group, answer the question prompts in the Ravelry group, and enter in for the Podiversary giveaway. I'm going to leave it open until September 1st-ish. And then I'll close it up, pull winners. I'll announce the winners here on YouTube. And I'll put a notification in Instagram also when I announce the winners. I'll say like, come over to the YouTube channel because this is really for the YouTube subscribers. I mean, you guys are here, you're with me, you've been with me for about a year now, and it's my way to say thank you for all the support that you've shown me and the community that we're building together. So I'm really excited for that. So now I can get back to the chat. The brioche seems intimidating. Yeah, it's really, it's not bad once you break it down into like what you're actually doing, because it's a double knitting technique, so you're knitting both sides of the fabric at the same time. But if you're using nice contrasting colors, it's easy to see where to place your stitches. So you have your brioche knit and your brioche purl, but that just means that you're knitting like the 2 stitches together. Like one pass you're slipping and either knitting or purling, and then the other one you're knitting and or purling and then slipping. So it's like the opposite stitch. I'm not explaining this well, but it's the opposite. So whatever stitches you're slipping on the first pass, you're either knitting or purling on the second pass. And you can see the slip because it looks like a little shawl around your stitch. So you're kind of like hiding that yarn behind your knit stitch, behind your purl stitch when you work it. I know I'm probably making that sound really confusing, and I'm very sorry for that, but I do want to do a tutorial showing how I knit, how I do brioche, and I might do that while Tucker's napping today. I might just pull out my tripod and at least film that part. Whether or not that would be published enough this week, probably not, but I'd like to do that. Will you be doing another live dye session anytime soon? Probably. I'm really enjoying doing live streams. I definitely will try to do a better setup for audio. The audio for the first one was not so great. It was because I was using my webcam's microphone instead of my really nice microphone. So the audio just wasn't translating the way that I wanted it to. Since I have the capability to do better audio, I'd like to hold myself to that standard. People could hear, but I do speak quickly, and when I'm doing the dyeing, you can hear the stove boiling and bubbling and steaming, so it makes a lot of background noise, and I didn't like it. As soon as I get the appropriate yarns, I want to cast it. You definitely should cast on the exploration station. It's something that I definitely think is worthwhile. Speaking of giveaway gifts are awesome. Your yarns are beautiful. Congratulations. Thank you so much, Patty. I really just wanted to be able to give away stuff. I love giving gifts. I love giving away things, and I've had people messaging me on Ravelry like, "Where's the threads? Why aren't the threads open yet?" And I'm like, "I'm getting there. I promise. I promise." Um, Giving gifts is one of my most favorite things, and I think that's why I like dyeing yarn so much, because I am able to kind of give a gift every single time. Like something that I create goes out to someone else. Like, yes, you're purchasing the yarn, so technically I'm not gifting it to you, but to be able to see the colorways. This didn't come out as heavy-handed as I thought. This is courage. To be able to give my yarns to you guys, in a sense, it's like Christmas every day. Like watching people open their packages, they tag me on Instagram, they send me messages, emails, on Ravelry and through YouTube and through Instagram and email, like all that stuff. People send me messages all the time about, the yarn and how much they love it and the colors are great, and they tag me in their projects. And like that's what really gets me. I had another question in the Ravelry Ask Me Anything. It's how hard is it? And I'm sorry, I can't remember who asked it at this point, but they asked how hard is it to to sell your yarns after you make them. And it's hard because I love all the colors I make. They're all colors that I would knit with or crochet with for the most part. I mean, Nymphadora is not necessarily my cup of tea, but that's a really popular color for everyone. So I continue to dye it, and I think it's a fun color. But I tend to dye things that I would use myself. So it's hard to give it away because I'm like, oh, maybe I could do something with it. But if I'm being honest with myself, am I really going to use all 30 skeins of this silk that I dyed? So, delicious yarns, yes. They're so soft. I wish we had like Squishovision. Squishovision. We should invent it. It's like, look at how spongy that is. It's so great. And soft. I just want to hug it. I don't want to rub my face all over all these yarns because that's. Um, but anyway, does anyone have questions? There are about 16 of you guys watching. Please say hello if you're new. This is your chance to ask me what you'd like. I'm really open to answer any inquiry, whether it's about my yarns, about me personally, within reason. I'm not going to like, I don't know, it's just something too personal, but I'm generally an open book. So if you guys have questions for me, please feel free to leave them in the chat. And then likewise, if you're watching this afterward and you'd like to leave a question or something in the comments, please feel free to. I tend to respond to comments. At least a few times a week, I'll go into my video manager on YouTube, the back end, and I'll just kind of go down all the comments that I get from all the videos and just go through it. And I try to heart all the comments so that you know that I've read it, and then respond to as many as I can. But I do get a lot of comments. Let's see. Making sure that everything is okay on the stream. Da da da. Okay. All right. So everything is looking pretty good. I love your color sense. Yeah, I I like my color sense too. I think I have a pretty good sense of. Those are the things I would normally edit out. I totally just pulled out my stand holder thing. So, whoops, apologies for that. I didn't mean it. It's like way to break your stuff on camera. I do need a bigger drying rack. I can only dye maybe 40, 45, 50 yarn, 50 skeins of yarn. Oh no, more. There's more stuff coming. I learned to knit exactly like you from RJ Knits. Everything clicked when I found yes. Yes, Norwegian Pearl is where it's at. I try every crocheter, every person that I'm friends with that's a crocheter that says they can't knit because they can't purl. I'm like, you can crochet purl. This is literally a crochet purl. Norwegian purling is crochet, except you're using a needle instead of a hook. Like, it was the most natural feeling thing I had ever done, and that's why I made a video. Like, my YouTube channel, like, it was only like, I don't even know, the 6th or 7th video or something that I had posted, And I was like, I have to share this right now because this has changed the knitting game for me. And it took me so long to find a purling technique that like I couldn't search like purling for crocheters because nothing came up that was anything other than traditional continental purling. And so I was like, I have to tag this video the right way to make sure that I target the crocheters out there who are lost like me, find the stuff that they need, because I was just like, my mind was blown. I was like, I feel like I'm crocheting right now, but I'm knitting and this is so enjoyable. It just made it so enjoyable. So now that I've gone on a tangent, um, but yeah, I think I will do that. I want to show linen stitch and I want to show brioche. Now that I've learned brioche, I could show folks how I brioche. But it feels so natural, like there's nothing cumbersome about it or confusing about it when I'm doing it. So I feel like I've actually like it in my brain. We are coming up. We are almost at 1 hour. I only have about 10 minutes left, so if you guys have any questions that you wanted to ask me while I'm live here, please feel free to do so. And I will definitely answer questions as comments come in after the live stream is done. But just a reminder, if you missed the stuff about the giveaway, this is going to be very redundant for the people watching later, but please just go to the Ravelry group, sign into my group, join up, and then answer the prompts in the giveaway threads, and I'm going to leave it open for a while. Hello from Omaha! Hello from Massachusetts! Someone else said it's like me. Have you ever thought or considered dyeing your own yarn? Like, yes, I do dye gradients. I do dye them. They just take a very long time to do, and I dye proper gradients. The gradient cakes, like the Karen cakes and the Lion Brand cake, like whatever that is, the mandala, they are not true gradients. I think maybe the mandala is the most like a gradient, but they're just long color transitions with a really abrupt end. So commercial yarn dyers, the way that they dye their yarns, if you ever watch, I think the Crochet Crowd, Mikey from the Crochet Crowd did a behind the scenes at Bernat, because I think he owns Bernat, or is like the president of Bernat, did a behind the scenes of how they dye their yarns. And you know, and a lot of the yarns they dye are like cotton yarn and acrylic, but they dip it into the vat and it creates these harsh lines. So if you're ever crocheting with it or knitting with it, you just suddenly see the color stop. And in crochet, it's even worse. And that's part of the reason why I started dyeing my own yarn. I do dye gradients. It just takes a long time. So I have to pre-knit the yarn into a blank. So that is, you know, a knit tube of yarn. There are other indie dyers who do these. If you ever follow Wendy's Wonders on Instagram, I think it's Wendy's Wonders 127 is her username. Definitely follow her along. She's a brilliant gradient dyer, and that's all she really dyes for the most part is gradients. But you start with a knit tube, just like a sock blank, and I'll show you that here. So there are different styles of gradients. I do those subtle transitional gradients. I don't do them all often because they do take a lot of time. But on sock blanks, I'm able to dye like speckled gradients. So these will kind of speckle up and change gradually from one color to the next to the next. So if you're ever looking for a gradient and you see a sock blank that's dyed kind of like this, or dip dyed or hand painted, it's kind of like it's gradient. It goes from one color to the next. So I like doing these. This is one of my favorite ones. It hasn't sold yet. But anyway, they take a long time, but I do dye them. Do you ever get pain? Oh my God, Clarissa Beth, you're here. Oh my God, I feel so awful for you. I'm so sad. Everybody give Clarissa Beth a heart. Crochet Cakes is here in the house. She is a good friend of mine, and she's currently injured and is unable to crochet and unable to knit. And it's very sad, so everybody send her a little bit of love in the chat. I get pain in my knee when I spin, and I get pain in my hands and wrists when I knit, so I'm feeling really old. I'm not unable to knit, so I'm not necessarily in the same position as you, but oh man, pain, the pain. Hello. um, yes, Sylvia. So if you go into my channel, I have a playlist for demonstrations, and there's one that says knitting, continental knitting for crocheters with speed purling, Norwegian purling, no moving yarn forward. You don't have to move your yarn forward when you purl this way, so it's definitely really helpful. Yeah, you should definitely check it. So everybody leave love for Clarissa Beth in the comment section. Send her a little heart because she's not able to. Anyway, all right, so we are here. Let me show this one more time. So this is, yeah, I don't understand. So this, I can show you. I did a tutorial on Instagram about how I work with the sock blank. And I can explain a little bit here, but I like to unravel them. And so I'll unravel them either onto a niddy noddy or my arm or onto my skein winder, which is what I usually end up doing. And then I soak the skein to relax it, because when you start unraveling the sock blank, the yarn is super kinky, like ramen noodles. And so the soaking will help to relax the yarn. It's a trick I learned from spinning. I didn't even know that was possible, but yes, you can relax it and then stitch from it that way. So if you don't care for sock blanks, it's definitely a nice way to use a sock blank without having to knit directly from the blank. You don't like the crinkliness of it. Okay, so let us see here. Right, so I think I'm just going to wrap the stream up. Thank you so much, everyone, for hanging out with me today. I really appreciate it. I will have these yarns that I was gaining up today in my Etsy shop this weekend for Saturday's update at 1 o'clock. These are all 50-50 silk and superwash merino, super soft, super squishy yarns. So I hope to see you there if you're there. Again, if you have questions for me, please feel free to leave them in the comment section down below. If you have enjoyed this live stream and you enjoy the content that I'm trying to bring here to you guys, definitely hit the subscribe button. If you want notifications, make sure you hit the bell icon so that you know when I go live. I do want to try and do a live stream over the weekend, like on a weekend, so that more people from the United States can come and watch. Just because I know there are a lot of people who have said, oh, I missed it, I was working. So I want to be able to have that for everyone who's not able to watch at work or not able to take a pause in the middle of the day to watch during the week. So anyways, I hope you guys have a wonderful week. If you can, keep knitting. If you can't, just hug your yarn really tight. Clarissa, just hug your yarn really tight and it will make you feel so much better. It will make you feel so much better. Yeah, that's really about it, I guess. So I will see you guys in my next video, and have a good week.